Welcome back to another episode of Drop the Mitts Hockey Podcast, brought to you in partnership with Primetime Productions. We have one of our best guests that we've had probably since the show started. Unreal U.S. National Development Program defenseman, BU commit, 2024 NHL draft prospect, Cole Hutson. Cole, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you, even with the flight to Finland, and I'm sure you're probably exhausted. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
So you guys, like I mentioned, guys traveled to Finland. Talk to us about what you're going to be doing there. You know, the competition that you're going to be facing there, and what are you most excited for that trip?
I think just getting to see where we're at against other countries is going to be a big thing for us because it's a different scenario for us compared to playing college teams, USHL teams. Instead, we're comparing ourselves to see how we do against other countries, and it'll set us up big time for the end of the year.
Yeah, you mentioned the college competition that you had, and kind of I was going to ask this, later on in the interview, but you guys went into BU, you went into Aganis and just freaking lit it up, man. Talk to us about what that experience was like. Obviously, you played against both your brothers, and talk to us about what that experience was like, the crowd, just the whole environment as a whole.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best games I've played in my life. Most fun environment to ever be in. Obviously, we had three BU commits on our team: me, Izzy, and Camille, and it was a huge game for us. And I'm glad we took down my brothers.
Yeah, were they chirping you at all throughout the game?
No, not really. They
Oh,
kind of had to keep their mouth shut.
yeah, especially, man, the scores of those games. It was like, holy shit, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys took it to him, but kind of pivoting, from when growing up and stuff. Mentioned you have three brothers, Lane, Quinn, and Lars. All hockey players. Um, Talk to us about growing up in that household. Obviously, insane. You guys are all nasty at hockey. Like, talk to us about what it was like growing up in that household. Um, and what did growing up with three brothers that all played hockey? What did that do for your development in your game?
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy environment growing up. Three super competitive brothers who always wanted to be better than everyone, and yeah, it was competing against each other every day, wanting to get better, and it's definitely helped my game a lot. I know it's helped theirs too, and yeah, I think just the environment we put ourselves in has helped us a lot.
Yeah, you guys must have had some like unreal battles, man. Whether it was mini hockey or street hockey or whatever. Who usually came out on top during those battles?
It kind of depended on what we were doing, but I would say it was a fair share of winning
There
for
you
sure.
go. Who would you credit as, like, the one that kind of made you fall in love with the game? Like, who would you credit as your biggest influence on why you love the game of hockey so much?
Definitely my dad. He got me into it at a pretty young age. I have memories from him bringing me out with his high school team, just get me on the skates at age 2 through the rest of my life. And yeah, he definitely got me into it. And my brothers helped me too. And I always wanted to be just like them growing up. And yeah, they definitely got me into it too.
Yeah, on the national U.S. national team development website, um, you have listed as your hockey hero your dad, like you just mentioned. What is your dad and your mom, honestly, what have they meant, like, obviously from a young age, even up until now, what have they meant, like, to you? You literally have been there through your entire hockey journey. What have they meant to you during this whole process? It's a crazy process, and it's only going to get crazier come draft time. Like, what have they meant to you during this whole thing?
Yeah, they've definitely been there for me my whole life, and I can't thank them enough. They've driven me 7 a.m. hockey practice my whole life, pretty much sacrificing everything they had, and they wanted to put me in the best situation that I could be in, and yeah, I can't thank them enough for that.
Yeah, so and I was also kind of on that website, and honestly, you and I are pretty similar as far as, like, interests and stuff. Obviously, you're a lot better at hockey and you can skate and stuff, and me not so much. But man, you got your favorite movie listed as Happy Gilmore. Taylor Swift is your favorite artist. Favorite hobby is golf. one that threw me through an absolute loop is iCarly as your as your favorite TV show, man. Like, what is that all about? Threw me through a complete loop.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably in the moment I was just writing stuff down, but yeah, I remember growing up. It was definitely one of my favorite TV shows to watch, most entertaining, and I always watched it with my brothers growing up.
How's the golf game, dude?
I'm all right. Definitely need some work, but I give my brothers a run for their money.
Don't we all, man? We all need work, but so you're committed to play at BU. Mentioned, both Quinn and Lane are both there right now, both extremely talented. Um, was it always BU? Were there any other schools that you at least went and visited or were interested in, or was it always the Terriers throughout this?
I did check out Michigan State on like an unofficial visit. It was a pretty nice school, but I had a feeling that I was going to BU like no matter what. I feel like they kind of paved the way for me, and I just wanted to be with them.
What is it going to mean to you to be able to put on the same sweater as your brothers and to be on the same ice as them?
It's definitely gonna be different, but yeah, I just can't wait for it to get started.
Yeah, and for the past couple years, you've put up some incredible stats. During your time at the National Development Program, the World Juniors, the World Hockey Championships. Um, what areas of your game do you take the most pride in? And then to kind of caveat off that, what are some areas of your game that you are really looking to focus on improving? As your game develops.
Yeah, obviously, who doesn't love having fun in the ozone? I know it's my favorite part of the game, but
Right.
I've been focusing more on the D side of the puck this year, kind of closing out plays fast and join the rush whenever I can.
Man, talk to us about winning gold, both in the World Juniors and the World Hockey Championship. What was that? What was that whole experience like? Obviously, you were playing the best of the best, right? I mean, for every country, and you guys ultimately took home gold. What was that? What were those tournaments like? And what was it like being able to take home gold?
Yeah, it was definitely one of the best moments of my life, both times. I felt like it couldn't get better the second time, but I think it outdid it the second time. Like the teams we had put together, and we all came so close, and to win with both groups was kind of crazy, and yeah, it was one of the best moments of my life.
And I was going through that roster, and it was like unbelievable how loaded you guys were. Like the names on that. And then honestly for the other countries too, I was going through their list and it's like holy shit, like you guys, played well too.
Yeah,
Um so yeah, that's awesome, man. And kind of going back to I was on your profile and you had Kale McCarr and the Colorado Avalanche listed as your favorite player and your favorite team. Is Kale a guy that you try to emulate your game after? I mean, obviously you mentioned, love being in the offensive zone and who's better in the NHL right now offensively than Kale McCarr, right? And so is he a guy that you try to emulate your game after? And are there any other defensemen in the league that you really kind of look up to and try to model your game after?
yeah, definitely. Cale Makar is up there for one of my favorite players to watch, and I try and model my game against and do what he does in the ozone all the time. And another player that I look up to is Adam Fox. He obviously played for NTP also, and he's not a bigger guy, and just the way he's able to create chances for his teammates and create something from little to nothing there is pretty special.
Is Adam Fox a guy that you kind of compare your like? I know it's really hard to kind of compare yourself right to other players because every player is so different, right? Is Adam Fox a guy that you kind of see yourself in?
Yeah, I think we definitely have some similarities, but yeah, obviously he's in the NHL. I'm not. I still
Right,
got
right.
work to do. So yeah, I can't really compare myself to any of them.
I feel like just in watching your game, right? I mean, yeah, you said it there, right? Like you'll get there someday. It's just I see so many, similarities, right, in the way that you play and the way that Adam Fox plays. I think that's an awesome comparison. Um, so earlier this season, there was some huge news, right? Cole Eiserman decommitted from the University of Minnesota, commits to BU. Man, what was that like for you? And What was your reaction when you heard the news of that? Because that it was unreal. It kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, I like looked at my phone and I was like, "This isn't hap like that's insane." What was your reaction when you first heard?
Yeah, I was kinda in shock. I couldn't really believe it, but, yeah, I just know I'm excited to play the next few years with him, and it's been a blast these past 2 years with him too.
Yeah, it's awesome to see how like the college hockey game is evolving, and I think Lane was kind of the start of that, right? How electric all these guys are, and obviously BU right now is a phenomenal team with Macklin Celebrini being over there, and
Yeah,
your brother, both your brothers for that matter, right?
yeah.
Um, and I kind of wanted to ask this before when we were talking about when you played at BU. Was that the most electric environment that you played in? Was that the, like, craziest barn you've ever played in, or were there any other, atmospheres that were crazier than that?
Yeah, it was definitely the best game I've played in my life, and, just it was just a special game for me. The fans definitely made it special, and, yeah, it was a once in a lifetime moment, and we definitely lived up to it.
So, this year, right, 2024, you're draft eligible. Um, Crazy time, right? You're gonna be getting calls left and right, meetings left and right. For NHL GMs, coaches, scouts, whatever, they're looking at, Cole Hutson, the player, and the person. What kind of person and player is a team getting in Cole Hudson?
I think they're getting a guy that can produce points, secondary and primary, and kind of person that everyone wants to be around. And I think I'm a pretty humble kid that loves their teammates and will do anything for them.
Yeah, I think you said it right there, man. And we had Brody Zemer on our last episode, and same thing, man. Like, just saying how fun that group is to everyone gets along in that locker room. That's what he was saying, and he said this is one of the best groups he's been a part of. So man, I honestly I can't thank you enough for coming on, answering some questions, and honestly wish you nothing but the best. Wish you luck in the draft process. Obviously enjoy Finland, and take care, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye.